Welcome to the 7 Days Podcast, when this man made his triumphant return to Monday Night Raw. This past Monday night, I am Boy123 Jim, and today, we got a lot of shit to talk about. You're probably wondering, well, how come I didn't upload a Raw review or a SmackDown Live review? Well, number one, Raw. Monday I was chilling with my homies. I was chilling with my friends that day. I didn't get home till like fucking 11:30. So when I got home, Raw was finished, and I tried to stay away from Twitter, and I did, and I watched the entire show without commercial break. I didn't go on Hulu, but I found a way, and yeah, Raw. I skip a lot of shit. If it's something I'm not interested in, I'm just gonna skip. Like the Hardys taking on Gallows and Anderson, I'm like, alright, fine. At least it's a different tag team I'm not interested in watching. The women, I pay attention to a little bit. You know, Emma running after Alexa Bliss. Banks and Nia Jax were about to go at it. And then Mickey James and Dana Brooke came through and they did their shit. Etc, etc. You know, so with that situation. And then on SmackDown Live, you know, we had the whole controversy with the Money to Bank, and I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. You know, they did what I would have done. I'm not gonna lie. Have a like if they're gonna strip her of the briefcase, do it again. Make the match, make a rematch, but do it the next week. Don't wait until another pay-per-view because that'll be way too fucking long. You know, that's why on NXT, Roderick Strong is getting an NXT title match in 2 weeks from tonight on the 400th episode of NXT instead of waiting until a takeover event. Because the next takeover event is freaking NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, which is in August, in 2 months from now. So we don't have time waiting for all that. You know, how are we gonna build over a month of a program for Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong, and how you gonna build a program for over a month for the women on SmackDown Live when you're just gonna see repetitive stuff in the next couple of weeks and then in the next month and a half, you know? So I understand why they're doing it next week, so I have no problem with that. The fans that night booed, you know, when Daniel Bryan said that they're gonna do it next week because they wanted to see it that night. Obviously they didn't have time. So now, I remember seeing the tweet of Daniel Bryan saying he's going to address this the first thing he gets to SmackDown. I thought he meant he would have, like, the beginning of the show, he would address it. No, the beginning of the show, we see the women, besides Carmella, talking, you know, and complaining about it. Now, Charlotte had a great point. I'm going to start off with SmackDown. Charlotte had a great point how the superstars that's legally supposed to be in the match, that's sanctioned to be in the match, supposed to be the ones to get the briefcase. That is a good point. James Ellsworth was just a goon on the outside chilling, you know, and then just waited for his opportunity. He's like, you know what? Why do I have to wait? Why do I have to pick her up and scale her up the ladder? That'll be too long. Let me just go get the damn briefcase and give it to her myself, you know. But I thought the situation was kind of like when Dolph Ziggler won his Intercontinental title, but it was a different situation, but kind of similar. It was like Kofi Kingston and Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat ladder match at the TLC pay-per-view in 2010. And let's see. And also, when Kofi and Swagger were on opposite sides of the ladder, they're both grabbing or they're fighting for the title. I think one of them or both of them pulled the title down, but it fell to the ground, and all Ziggler had to do was scoop it up, and then he won. So I was thinking, okay, so they might pull that shit a little bit, you know, just at this time, Ellsworth purposely went on top of the ladder, grabbed the briefcase, and just dropped it and gave it to Carmella. So that's why that's why I was thinking, okay, so they're going to go with that. All right. You know, people are saying how they're booing because the booking and the writing. To me, I'm not trying to look at it like that anymore. I'm really not. I'm trying to look at what I see and everything in kayfabe. I'm not trying to be a smartass and try to look at things behind the scenes, which I don't know shit about. I'm not. I know I'm a grown-ass man watching wrestling, but I'm trying to have fun while I do it. When I'm watching other people, how they critique and how they freaking talk about WWE and how, the feeling I get is I feel like they're trying to convince me like they know everything backstage, but in reality they don't, but I'm just saying, I'm not trying to look at it, fuck the writers, fuck the booking and shit. Only for some reason I'll say things like that, if it's like out of line. Like Roman Reigns coming out the number 30 at the Royal Rumble and back in January. What the fuck was that about? What did he do to deserve that spot? Shit like that. But this situation, and then you have the GM and the commissioner talking shit about that situation. Honestly, I'm looking at it in a kayfabe way, like, oh shit, Carmella, they just did something wrong here. Like Carmella and Ellsworth did something I kind of had a feeling they would have. Like, I had a feeling Ellsworth was gonna get involved. I didn't think to that level he would go up to the briefcase and grab it and give it to Carmella like that. I didn't think that, but so I'm not gonna try to act like a smartass, so to speak. I'm just gonna keep it kayfabe wise. So I was like, is this legal? I mean, yeah, there's no rules, but I don't know if this counts because Ellsworth was not in the match. I think it counts when someone's in the match gets the briefcase, But I don't know. Ellsworth announced it. Referees was like, they don't know what to do. They couldn't make up their mind, so they just stuck with it. And then then on SmackDown Live, freaking Daniel Bryan was like, we gotta take that briefcase away from you. I'm sorry. I mean, Ellsworth made it worse for them. Ellsworth talking about Daniel Bryan's newborn child, which is something you don't do. I mean, I'm not trying to talk about. I'm not gonna be like, oh, really low blow. Like, no. I'm gonna be like, just think about what I just saw, what I just heard, and be like, that's a fight right there. If a man calls your fucking newborn child a hippie, shit like that, just saying the bad things about your newborn, that's a fight right there. Daniel Bryan should have socked him in the face, but luckily he gave him a warning. He's like, if you talk about my baby girl again, I'm gonna punch you in the face, and I'm gonna fire your ass. So you better watch yourself. I'm like, oh shit. You better watch yourself. James Ellsworth, but he made it worse for themselves, and then got the briefcase confiscated, and now we have this rematch, which I said, I was like, before I was watching, and I'm like, and like Daniel Bryan was like, oh, we're in this conundrum, we're in this bad state right now. I'm like, why don't you just have a rematch the next week? And then Daniel Bryan's like, we're gonna have a rematch next week on SmackDown Live. I'm like, okay, I just said that, fuck it, let's go, First, this is the first time ever. Carmella's the first woman to ever got her briefcase, or first person ever to get their briefcase confiscated and stripped from it. And also, we're gonna have a first ever Money in the Bank ladder match on SmackDown. I remember on Raw many years ago in 2011, after the Royal Rumble, we had a Raw Rumble where the winner will fight The Miz for the WWE title at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that year. So SmackDown's kind of having a little history of their own. So luckily we don't have to wait one whole freaking year to pop for possibly another women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So what do I think about this whole thing? I mean, honestly, it's like, I just hope Carmella wins. I mean, people are saying how her promo on SmackDown at the beginning of the show was her best promo she ever cut. And I was listening, I'm like, I agree with what she's saying. How the fuck can you break something? How can you break a rule when there's none? How can you break a rule when there's no rules? That's like getting disqualified for a match with no rules, basically. That reminded me of the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match in 2009. Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho, Kane, and Rey Mysterio. The number one contenders match for the world title. And I believe that was in Madison Square Garden as well. I don't know. But yeah. I remember Jericho was in the position for a 619 by Rey, and he had a chair and he dashed it onto Rey's chest. He got DQ'd. Here's the thing. Everybody, every soul that watches WWE knows, when it's a multi-man match, there is no disqualifications. When it's a fatal 4-way, a triple threat, there's no disqualifications. So Jericho's the first man to ever get disqualified in a fatal 4-way match. There's never been a fatal 4-way match when there's no DQ. Where there's DQ. You know, there's never been a fatal 4-way where there is DQ where you can actually get disqualified. Never. I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. So it's kind of like this. It's like there's never been anyone getting stripped or anyone getting something taken away or getting eliminated or whatever when there's no fucking rules. So, oh well, in the end of the day, they made up the decision. People are saying that they're just using that to cover themselves. I don't think so. I just think, you know, I think I mean, yeah, we all know, you know, recently we keep hearing how they just plan these on the go. Like, they just make up the show as it goes on. I honestly want to believe that they planned this out, because there's no fucking way that they would immediately have Daniel Bryan tweet or Shane McMahon tweet out, and then they would highlight it on the pay-per-view, and then SmackDown Live, they're talking about it this quick. I don't think so. You know, there's no fucking way that they're all doing this on the go. I just think they obviously planned that, because there's no way that you could just sit there and be like, okay, as the show goes on, tell Daniel to tweet right now about what just happened in a bad way, and then he tweets, and then tell Shane McMahon to do the same thing. He tweets, and then highlight it, make the commentators talk about it. Make it known that the commissioner and the GM are talking about this and they're mad about this. You know, but in the end of the day, dude, this whole thing is gonna get solved on SmackDown this coming Tuesday, and I have no problem with it whatsoever. Speaking of SmackDown, Wednesday night SmackDown, Universe Mode, links in the description. Go check it out. I uploaded it last night because I was really tired. Tuesday, I was working. I went to work for once, and like my agency that I'm with right now, they called me up and said, "Hey, you got this 10-hour shift." Yeah, 10-hour shift. What the fuck, dude? I'm not doing 10-hour shift. No double-digit shifts. I'm sorry, I can't. My body's still sore, and we're on Thursday. For fuck's sake. But anyways, Monday I was chilling, Tuesday I was working, Wednesday I was just tired. Now today I feel a little bit better. I should be recording NXT, which I don't want to, but I will be doing NXT in seasons now. I won't be doing it a weekly basis thing. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it on a season thing. So after takeover after NXT Arrival, that's season 1 right there. And then I'm taking a break. And then when I'm in the mood, I'll go back to NXT. Simple. But yeah. As far as Monday Night Raw goes, Raw doesn't seem like a bad show. Some people might say it is. Some might not. You know, I was watching Simon Miller's Up and Down from Wall Cultures, like their Raw review, and he gave it a thumbs up show. That's just his opinion, you know. But I actually watched the show the Monday I came home from chilling with my friends, and I watched it everything, and holy shit, dude. Look, the women, I'm not feeling the women right now. You see, that tweet from Nia Jax came back to haunt us, not just them. Haunt us, because you see, the thing is, I have no problem them using the women at all. You see, I want them to use the women as well as they can, but they're kind of just using it. It's kind of like they're building a multi-woman match for a pay-per-view where it requires to use all the women like SmackDown. Even though we all see the two highlights in this whole situation, Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss, right? I don't see Nia Jax going to a pay-per-view. I don't see Mickie James, the girl that they had the nerve to call her fat years ago, in a pay-per-view match. I don't see Dana Brooke in a pay-per-view match or on Raw, period. You know, I don't. It's just, I don't know why. Jeez. It's like, whatever SmackDown can do, we can do better. That's their fucking mentality. And guess what? You're not doing it better. You know? I mean, and Seth Rollins, like, there was a part where Seth Rollins came out. I didn't even watch the fucking the promo. I knew he was going to come out and talk about 2K18. And I knew he was going to come out and just say some cheesy shit. I wasn't in the mood for that. Here's the thing, when I'm eating, I love segments. I love talking segments when I eat. I really do. Right? So when I was eating, I didn't want to listen to that. Because I'm like, you know what? Seth Rollins he's gonna go on and on about him being on the cover of 2K18, you know, all that crap. I don't want to hear it. I don't. I seen it. I seen the trailer. The trailer was sick. I won't lie. You know, him beating up everything and burning it to the ground and shit, and then him unmasking himself at the end of the video. That was sick. But I'm done. I'm over it now. I want to see I want to see more shit now. You know, I want to hear confirmed. I don't want to hear rumors no more. I want confirmation on what's gonna go down on 2K18. Now, 2K announced how they're gonna have new additional match types and new game modes. So, what do they mean by that? I hope they're serious about this. If they bring back 2K Showcase, which I expect them to this time I expect him. I won't have no problem, because I have no problem going through Seth Rollins' career, you know, and maybe if they go deep, like NXT when he won the NXT title from Jinder Mahal in 2012, and then go up to the Shield at Survivor Series in 2012, and after that going all the way up to beating The Undertaker and Kane and Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw in London, or going up even further to when the Shield broke up, and then or the Shield versus the Wyatt family at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in 2012. Maybe they might add that. Or, you know, going up, that's when the Shield broke up after beating Evolution twice. A clean sweep, by the way, elimination style match at Payback. You know, the Shield break up on June 3rd or June 4th, 2014. And then Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank. You know, he's fighting Dean Ambrose at SummerSlam and Hell in a Cell. And then he goes on to fight Brock and Cena in the Triple Threat at the Royal Rumble. And then he goes all the way to WrestleMania, where he fights Randy Orton and then cashes in. And then maybe later on, they still add more, where Rollins goes on to where he fights. I don't know where it ends. Maybe it'll end when he goes up against Triple H at the next year, or 2 years later at WrestleMania 33. I don't know, you know, but I assume for them to put 2K Showcase in the game this year. And this time I have no problem with it. I would love to play Seth Rollins' story. You know, it's just that John Cena and Punk, I mean, it's like, yeah, good to go through that again, you know, but I don't know. Looking back, I'm not feeling it now. Triple H and Shawn, there was a lot of piss off moments in that story mode, so I just wasn't in the mood. Austin 316 was a little bit of annoying as well, but a little interesting. You know, Austin and Brett in 96 at Survivor Series, Austin and Brett at WrestleMania. I think they add that, I'm not sure. And many more. You know, Austin 316 and the Attitude Era. You know, him winning the Rumble, and then going to WrestleMania, turning heel, and then his final match with The Rock, shit like that. So stuff like that. You know, Brock didn't get it because I believe they had to get people like RVD and shit to be in the game. but they couldn't, or something like that, or they're just fucking lazy and they just don't want to put it in the game anyway. So what I'm focusing on is universe mode. I just hope they fix universe mode, please. It pisses me off with universe mode sometimes. It really does, but I still manage to get through it and just go through it. It's just and video mode, create a video, you know, or they need to like have a mode where you can take shit from create a video, you know, like the promos and the backstage segments and this and that. You know, they need to add more stuff with it, and you know, shit like that. They just need to make things better, you know. I don't want to, if 2K18 does not look appealing to me, I'm sticking with 2K17 until I'm convinced. Or I'll wait till 2K19. I don't really care anymore. At this point, I care about the game itself, because I'm only playing this game because of universe mode and it benefits my channel, right? That's the only reason why. I have no reason to play video games at all, period, actually. I have no reason to play games at all. But the reason why I'm doing this is because of YouTube now. I found a way to continue my passion for video games. My passion for video games was slowly died by WWE 2K18. So, and I was in, 2014? So I would have stopped playing games long ago. But I found a way, and look at me now. So I just hope 2K18 becomes a good-ass game. And I just hope it doesn't suck. And I actually hope I get good reviews about it. You know, so that's all I want. And additional match types, I quit match. You know, get rid of no holds barred. It's useless. Just have a match type creator where you can create your own match types. No disqualification Iron Man match, or a last man standing pinfall match or something, you know, or a finisher only match where you hit your finisher, it's a wrap. It's kind of like a body slam challenge. You body slam your opponent, you win. Simple like that. You know, like, go back to the days of 2K14. Like, one day I'll make a video about it where what I'm talking about, and then you guys will see what I mean with the match creator and shit. Because honestly, I'm really sick of this no holds barred. Like, it's the same fucking match. Just that Extreme Rules has more options as far as weapons go. No holds barred, you have a chair, a bat, and a sledgehammer from the ring. So, new additional match types. I quit match, first blood match, a casket match, a buried alive, something like that. Or, my favorite, special guest referee. Shit like that. They need more match types. The match types we have are boring and stale and not fun. I'm being real right now. We need more match types. That's all I need. That's all I want. Simple. That's all I want. Now, back to Monday Night Raw. Went on a little segue there. Yeah, so Seth Rollins came out. I love segments, especially when I'm eating. It's just, I knew Rollins was going to come out and be corny and cheesy. I'm just not in the mood for it, so I just skipped. Bray Wyatt came out, made the segment worse, and then Rollins dove onto Bray, and Bray I think Bray or Rollins got a gash on their face. They got a cut on their face, so that segment benefited no one. So that was awful. Golden Truth, our Goldust is gonna settle this whole thing with R-Truth finally by next week. I think I think I need to go back and watch the promo that Goldust cut. But when it gets to, like, when it's Goldust, I watch it. It's interesting to me. After the second time, I'm done with R-Truth's little vignette. I'm done with it. You know, like, we get it. You're upset. Goldust is going to get got. We get that already. You're just saying the same thing. We get it. Goldust, he's actually changing some things a little bit. Yeah, it's getting a little boring now because it's kind of going a little too far, going a little too long, you know. But Still, I'd rather take Goldust's promos any day of the week than R-Truth's another you gon' get got promo. You know? But what else happened on the fucking Raw? Not from what I can remember. Before I get to the whole big story about CASS and then Joe, before I get to that. So, okay, so we begin Raw with the big dog. The big dog's got a hunt in Roman Reigns. He comes out. I beat The Undertaker. I retired The Undertaker. My yard. I'm the big dog. I'm the former champion. I main evented 3 WrestleManias in a row. You know, all that good stuff. You know, congrats, Roman. Congrats. He made a challenge. King Ross actually made the like you know, King Ross from World Culture made this perfect point. What was the point of the Fatal 5-Way match if Roman Reigns was going to come out and announce for a title match at a pay-per-view? Because if you look at it, like seriously, like think about this. If Roman Reigns had the power to announce a title match at a pay-per-view, why didn't he do that 2 months ago? Why didn't he do that last month or 2 months ago? Why? Why wait until June to announce, I don't care if it's a guy named Joe or Brock Lesnar, I'm going to fight for the Universal title. Why now you wait? Why now you wait why you wait until now to make this decision? I don't get it. Why didn't you do that I know you heard it. It was announced back in April or May that Great Balls of Fire was going to be a pay-per-view and the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, the Undisputed Champion, was going to defend the damn belt that night. Why didn't you announce, I'm going to be the one to fight Brock Lesnar? That's my announcement. You know? I'm just looking at it like that. But anyways, he comes out, he announces he's going to fight whoever wins, and then Joe comes out, it's like, I don't think, you know, hold on, before I am jumping the gun again, hold on. I remember Roman Reigns bringing up how he beaten The Undertaker, he's beaten Seth Rollins, you could ask Finn Balor, ask Bray Wyatt, you know, no one can fairly beat you. Bull! Shit! Finn Balor beating you. Bray Wyatt has beaten you. Wait, fairly? Okay, no, I'll take that back. Bray Wyatt did not beat you fairly. I remember Battleground 2015. Luke Harper got involved, and okay. Let's see who. Seth Rollins beating you at Money in the Bank. I brought that up couple weeks ago. Seth Rollins beating you at Money in the Bank last year, clean, by the way. Let's see. Oh, I believe. Let's see. Braun Strowman beating you clean at Payback, regardless that you're injured. No. Don't even try to make that a factor. You put that on yourself. You could have sent your bitch ass home and be like, I'm not fighting Braun. Fuck that. No. You're like, you know, I'm the big dog, so I'm gonna go fight Braun Strowman while I'm hurt. Fuck you. So, people that have never beaten you clean. You even brought up Braun Strowman, how you put him on the shelf. You sent him packing. Oh. Yeah, you sent him packing, huh? Well, so Joe comes out, and he's like, it's funny, you didn't say my name. My name wasn't in that list of people that you've beaten clean, or have never beaten you clean, you know? And you gotta put respect on my name. My name is Samoa Joe. You know, I'm not a guy named Joe. And the rumors was like, you know, I never thought I'd agree with Paul Heyman. You know, you are a guy that's just named Joe. I'm like, okay, Joe, you know, I am like Joe. You know what you must do. So he took that to heart and he headbutts him in the face like he did to Brock Lesnar 2 weeks ago or last week. And then, you know, went at it. They fought, and then Reigns came back with the Superman hose and just knocked him out, and Joe went back. Then the match was announced. Joe and Roman would go at it again. So Roman Reigns lost to Joe clean again. And don't come no. If you're gonna come at me with bullshit, don't come at me with bullshit. To me, a clean victory means that the people with the participants in the match, one got the upper hand over the other to where nothing happened, to the individuals in the match, which led for that person to lose. For example, Roman Reigns got distracted to when the big homie Braun Strowman came through out of the ambulance, right? Out of the ambulance, right? Samoa Joe caught him with the coquina clutch and made him pass out. He beat him clean. That's clean. Did Braun hit Roman? Did Braun attack Roman Reigns? Did Braun physically harm Roman while the referee was distracted to where Joe can capitalize and win? No! Did same thing was last week or 2 weeks ago when Seth Rollins went up against Samoa Joe. Did Samoa Joe beat Rollins clean? Yes, he did. All Bray Wyatt did had his freaking graphics show up, and then Rollins, dumbass, got it. He chose to pay attention to Bray Wyatt and not pay attention to Joe. So that's a clean victory in my eyes. A dirty finish is when, let's see, I remember a match. Somebody super kicked somebody. I remember a dirty finish. Let's see. For example, oh, this is a dirty finish. This is not a clean finish. Look, think back to Payback. When Mahal attacked Randy Orton with the title, Bray Wyatt capitalized, hit him with the Sister Abigail. That's a dirty finish because Jinder Mahal physically got involved. Jinder Mahal harmed Randy Orton to where Bray Wyatt can capitalize. Right? It's not like Randy Orton. Randy Orton was focusing on Bray. The Singh brothers got involved physically to where Randy Orton had to put his attention on them at the moment. You know, Seth Rollins, like a freaking dumbass, should have known that Bray Wyatt's gonna pull that shit, but no, he paid attention to Bray Wyatt for what reason? Don't know. And then Joe capitalized and won. Roman Reigns should have kept his eye on the ball, but no. Roman, in fact, had to pay attention to the Titantron where Braun Strowman came out. Yeah, it shocked him, but still. You're going up against a man that just went up against Brock Lesnar face-to-face with no fucks given. I would not take my eye off the ball. Even if it is Braun Strowman coming to beat my ass up, I still would have kept my eye on the ball because Samoa Joe could have ended my career right there. That's just me. So yeah, Joe beats Roman clean in my eyes. You might not see it, but in my eyes he did. And then Braun came out and beat up Roman, and he challenged him to an ambulance match at the pay-per-view, which we all expected. Nice to see Braun back. Bless. And now in the main event, Big Cass and Corey Graves and Kurt Angle and Big Show was being all real, saying how, oh, you try to tell me that I did this? If you're gonna accuse me of doing this shit, then I shouldn't be on your show, Kurt. So Big Show walked away. Big Cass was like, hey, you better walk away. It was you, you know. Big Cass tried to convince everyone that it's not him. It was Big Show or someone or the Revival. And then Corey Graves was like, I got the security footage. And he's like, I don't know, this pre-match ritual that you do, but look, it's Big Cass. Oh, that's the same position you were in the last couple weeks. Even though there's shit above him, but still. And then in the end, Big Cass just said, you know what, you're damn right it was me. And then he went on this whole tirade. You're the reason why I never became a champion in WWE. It's all your fault, Enzo. And then he big booted him and said, you can't teach that. So that was great. I'm sad to see that these guys are split, but in the end, let's see what happens next week with Raw. So that is the 7 Days podcast. Hopefully Big Cass will succeed, and hopefully Enzo will not be lost in the shuffle, but I think he will be lost in the shuffle. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Thank you guys for listening to the 7 Days podcast. Subscribe if you're new. Like this video. Universal links in the description box below. And I'll see you guys next week for the 7 Days podcast.